Nigeria now would be here if the government of Nigeria was able to make one of the persons with disabilities in the disability movement to be part of the government delegation that came, but it was not possible. So Nigeria has a representative in the forum, but they were not able to come to the meeting because of those issues that we have. And even for organization, the way the Commonwealth Disabled People is organized is that we are trying to push governments to implement the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and to put their money where their mouth is, so that the person with disability is supported, the organizations are supported, and that we may not have a common regulation at the forum for now, but we are pushing the governments under each group, each organization representing the country, like the national umbrellas, to be able to make sure that the governments are listening to what the persons with disabilities in their countries are going through. And all of us are at different levels, different stages. When it comes to issues of employment, I think much has been said, and the digital accessibility. One of the things we have done as the Commonwealth Disabled People Foundation, in the flash disk that we have given to you, that has the courses, the capacity building courses that we were able to train some organizations and persons with disabilities around. There is a tool, there is an accessibility tool like JAWS. JAWS is very, very expensive, and that's why persons with maybe visual impairment who need the speech to voice from their computers find it difficult to be part of the movement or part of the society or part of employment. There is a link in the flash that we have given you that has an alternative accessibility tool for visual impairment that they can be able to download and put on their computers, which has no patenting or rights that it will after some time disappear. So if for those who are here then can share that information with their fraternity so that they can be able to use that, to be able to use their laptops and computers using the technology that is in the flash that we have. And it was part of the education, the awareness raising, and the capacity that we have tried to build and will continue doing to persons with disabilities, as well as the people we want to be part of our movement, the people we are talking to. They also need to understand what the issues are. So we are not just capacity building persons with disabilities by themselves, but we also want to build the capacity of the ministers, the cabinet secretaries, and everybody we interact with, so that they can understand what our needs are based on a rights-based model. So I think even on inclusive education, we need all that communication and information to be accessible. And even for involving employment from internship levels, I can say some governments, like where I come from in Kenya, the government has put aside an internship program for students who leave the university. They are now taken up by government for internship for 1 year, and then after that they are absorbed into employment. And this program also has to be disability inclusive. So many governments, what we are pushing for now is for organizations of persons with disabilities to be made capable to sit in decision-making tables, to have the capacity to be able to know their rights and negotiate with the right holders, with the right bearers, with the governments that are responsible for giving these services to its citizens, that they can come up and be able to help and be able to put systems, be able to put funding where these persons with disabilities will be able to have capacity, will be able to be made leaders, and be able to speak on the same level with anybody else in the society. And especially because once the government has bought into that idea, the rest of the civil society and other NGOs, they follow what the governments do. So we are asking from what we have, that our governments are going to be able to assist persons with disabilities, and not just assist because we are beggars or we are the social model, we are asking for help. It's because we have rights and we need to be put even on the budgeting of the government as priority, because without having persons with disabilities in our society, without having them in leadership positions, without having them in parliament, in making policies and contributing, we shall not be able to have a commonwealth. It will not be common, because persons with disabilities then are left behind. And with that, I want to thank you very much for gracing our occasion and coming here. We want to thank all of you, all the participants, for having found the time to come and listen to us. And we want to thank even the people who helped us to do the registration. We want to thank Mashego. We want to thank Pauline. We want to thank even the sign language interpreter for having made it accessible for our deaf person to be able to follow the proceedings. And we want to say that as you go, what we want is to push our government to have funding for organizations of persons with disability directly from the government, to make them in another year or 2 years to have a level playing field and to have capacity. Thank you very much, everyone.